The following video you are about to watch contains adult language. Probably didn't need to say that, but I will, because just in case someone is bothered by that. Tacos. Hey, hi-ho, and howdy everybody, my name is Shannon Shook, and welcome to yet again another episode of the Nomad of Nowhere Review Cap. This time, we are taking a look at episode number 4 of the first season, the Twindleweed Brothers Traveling Circus. Nailed it. Didn't even have to look at it. That's totally a lie. Absolutely did. I don't know who I'm trying to impress. Anyway, yeah, so this is an episode, and this is something I realize I'm going to talk about the actual episode for literally maybe a minute, because next to nothing actually happens worth really talking about. We get to see a little bit of world building the way the traveling circus just comes into nowhere and sprouts up, and the Nomad and Scout and Toth all get roped into it, and we get a little bit of development on the characters with the interactions between Scout and Toth, which I found to be really enjoyable. The fact that they constantly are holding hands all the time is interesting. It makes me question how much their relationship actually is more than something simple, or if it's just Scout likes to hold hands with everybody. I mean, what do I know? I haven't had friends ever, so I don't. Maybe that's just a thing people do all the time. We also get a little bit more interaction with other bounty hunters, obviously, with the members of the Twindleweed Circus all being bounty hunters. It's cool. We get to see a little bit more of that, and it's cool. And that's really all we get. The Nomad shows up, gets roped into the situation. Scout and Toth follow suit, try and hunt him down, and he ends up escaping by the end of it. And it's this kind of episode that has a very episodic feel, and that's, I think, why I don't have anything really to say about it. It has the same thing you would feel from watching, say, an episode of Camp or an episode of RWBY Chibi, which is, you know, what I had originally assumed the show was going to be. So it was one of those things where, going into it's a very enjoyable episode, and I feel like I can't have to stress it as much as I possibly can, despite the fact that I know I actually don't need to, but I'm going to anyway. That kind of show is fine, and that kind of episode every once in a while is totally fine. It just, for this kind of thing, it's not helpful, because there's nothing really for me to talk about, because nothing really of substance happens. It's another fail on the part of Toth to capture the Nomad. There's, as I mentioned, a little bit of interaction between each of the characters and whatnot. You get introduced to more world building when it comes to locations and people in the world, which is always good. But as far as things that are actually happening in the way of the grand scheme of things, there's almost nothing. Of course, we get introduced to all of the traveling circus members. Bailey Twindleweed, which is voiced by Larry. I'm gonna mess his name up. It's Larry from fucking Achievement Hunter. Fucking Shifty Larry. Larry, is it Manitoba? Manvinit? I don't know. My good sir, I don't know what your name is, but I like you. Shoutouts to you, my mans. We also have Anna and Matt Hollenbull showing up in this episode. We have, I'm gonna mess his name up. Is it Rico Fajaro? I don't know. But my man who played the lizard tamer in the episode. So we have a good few interactions between people like that. But it's about the full extent of what we actually have in this episode. And it's one of those things where I can't use it as a mark to show off what the entire series is going to be, because we also got 3 episodes previously which had a lot of story in them. And it just, for this kind of episode, I feel like there's just nothing I can really say about it, whereas in the previous episodes I could talk for far longer than any human being ever wants to sit around and listen to a human being such as myself talk. Am I human? I don't know. Probably a demon. Point is, It's one of those things where just I don't have much to say about it. I enjoyed the episode. I had a fun time. It's an RT show. I'm gonna like it. But I just don't have too much to say on it. What I do want to talk about, though, instead, because it's pretty much all... If you're just here for my opinions on the episode, there they are. It's cool, but there's nothing really for me to say. Except for the fact that the first time through, Matt Hullum broke my mind with his voice, because I didn't realize who that was, and then I saw the credits, and I was like, you out of your goddamn mind, there's no fucking way... And then I rewatched the episode, and... Oh yeah, no, I can hear it. Anyway, point is... what I do want to talk about is this kind of show and how I'm going to approach it in the future. As we mentioned, it does have its story elements with what some could probably describe as a filler episode, such as this, going in throughout. Again, we're only 4 episodes, and who knows how much it's going to change from week to week, how many of these kind of episodes in comparison to, say, a story-driven group of episodes like the previous 3 will be. And it makes me question, well, presumably it's going to keep up this same trend of some story and just some fun element here. Some story and then an instance of things happening here, which I'm totally fine with. Though it does make me question in the future whether or not, for those kind of episodes specifically, the more episodic style moments of the series, whether or not I'm going to do discussion style videos like the review cap on them, simply because there's not much to talk about. Again, the only reason I think I can justify making video on this one is because I'm sitting here talking to you now about what I want to consider doing in the future. And at this point, I'm thinking, for these kind of episodes specifically, unless something really specific and noteworthy happens in there, in the way of development or growth between a character, or perhaps some piece of world building in particular that I really, really enjoy. Like, I really enjoy the idea of the traveling circus and all that stuff like that I like that kind of thing, but that's about all I can say on it. If there are those kind of things, then I could definitely see doing a couple-minute video on an episode like that, or like this. Beyond that, though, trying to do a full-on review cap of it is just not worth doing, in my personal opinion. Again, I can't stress enough that it's not me shitting on the show. I watch Camp and Chibi religiously, despite not wanting to do a review cap on them. So yeah, no, I think in the future, for whenever we have this kind of thing, I'm just not going to do anything for it, unless it's there's something here and there in particular that's really worth talking about. Obviously, again, I don't know how common these kind of episodes will be. Hopefully, they're just scattered in every once in a while. Hopefully, it's not the vast majority of the show. That's just me personally, just because I like talking about things. I've grown a huge love for just sitting around and talking about the shit that I like. It's quite enjoyable, and at least a good few amount of people who stick around on the channel seem to enjoy that too. So I'm thinking in the future, for this kind of thing, it's either going to be a really, really short thing, or it's not going to be there at all. Obviously, for more story-based episodes, you will be getting review caps as per normal. So that's about all I have to say on that. That being said, I would like to quickly go into RoosterTeeth shows in general here on the show. For those of you who probably only stick to RT shows on here, you might not know about what's been going on with the other aspects of my channel in regards to the things that I watch and such. And that is, very recently, I just started doing reaction blind commentary videos, because I've been enjoying the concept of potentially just getting reaction, my initial thoughts out on videos, or not just videos, shows. I'm not gonna, you guys gonna watch a meme compilate? No, I want to watch the shows that I would already watch. If I'm gonna watch that kind of shit, I'm gonna watch someone else do it, because that's the point. Yeah, I've recently started doing that. I've done the first episode of Citrus. I've done the first episode of P5 the animation. I have done episode 3 of Darling in the Franxx. That being said, don't know if I'm going to ever release that one or if I'm just going to wait until I finally get around to getting to episode 5, because that way it'll be completely blind. I wasn't super enthused to how the first one I did turned out. Probably not going to come out. I don't know. We'll see. I might just put it out there just for the fuck of it, since I've already actually made it. That being said, that brings us to RoosterTeeth shows in particular. As for this show, starting with the next episode, episode 5, which I have not seen yet because I will have to get to that in a second, I will be doing reactions alongside review cat videos. Assumedly, the day the episode of Nomad or whatever comes out, I will watch it. I'll do what I do, put it together. The reaction will probably come out the next day or later that day. And then the review cap probably come out the day or so after that. It depends on the situation, obviously, but something like that is what I would say you're likely to see. The main point being that I'm going to start adding that to the list of things that I do in regards to Nomad. As for, say, RWBY, obviously I'm still 2 episodes away from finishing the last fucking volume, and I hate me because of it. I'll get there. I don't know why I'm having so much fucking trouble. It's just I am, and my brain hates me, and I want to die. Point is, hopefully very, very shortly I will get to getting around to 13 or 14 of volume 5. Damn it. Yes, that was correct. Volume 5, and then we will be ready and raring to go for when RWBY eventually comes around someday. As long as the world doesn't end in between now and then. I better not. I just figured out that Spyro's coming on the fucking Xbox at the same time the PS4 is, so I better not be dying before then. That's all I can say. So RWBY and Nomad are there. When Camp eventually comes out, it comes down to what they're going to do with the schedule. But as long as Camp is done the same way that it's been done normally, you're going to get reactions to that. Just like you will be with Nomad. I would say the same thing with Chibi. Again, not going to do review caps just because there's nothing really to talk about in the shows, but they're tons of fun to watch, and I'd love to experience that alongside other people. Red vs. Blue, though. Red vs. Blue is an interesting little thing, because I believe it was just yesterday or the day before that Matt Hullum, our CEO and resident gruff commanding officer, went ahead and talked about the release schedule for Red vs. Blue. And, okay, so this is the thing. Red vs. Blue is going to be handled a little bit differently this year. As for its release schedule, it's coming out, it's normal time on RoosterTeeth first, and then a week later, it comes out free for everybody on the RT site. And then, who the fuck knows for YouTube? Which means a couple things. Means, for me, I'm stuck with a week later, because I remember mentioning in the previous episode how I was in a situation in regards to not being sure exactly what was going on with my first account. I know what's up now, and it's that I don't have a first account. So I'm with the plebeian fools like everyone else, which is fine. And I think that's partially kind of the reason why I'm totally okay with doing reactions now, because now I already have to wait a while. Might as well just wait for the rest of the time that everyone else is going to watch the episodes in particular. And you know what? We'll be good there, and fuck it. That being said, Red vs. Blue, again, like I said, is being handled differently, because we have no idea when it's coming out on YouTube, and I refuse, both on principle, and it seems like a stupid idea anyway, to do a reaction style thing for something that isn't on YouTube. Number one, my internet can't handle trying to do that shit in regards to watching it on the RT site. And besides, again, I can't put it up without it already being on YouTube because it's in the rules, and why wouldn't it be? I wouldn't want to do it anyway because it would feel funky, and I don't like it. That being said, I don't know how I'm going to handle review capping the show, because it potentially means I just won't be doing the reactions to Red vs. Blue, which kind of sucks. I've been enjoying the idea of doing that, but if it means I just can't do it for Red vs. Blue, I mean, that's fine. So far, they've said they aren't going to mess around with RWBY, at least yet. I kind of hope they don't. It kind of brings me to my thoughts on Matt's post, because I love the man, and I love the company, and I love all that stuff, but... And I love a funny joking, oh hey, yeah, we're the best, oh yeah, give us a kiss, tell us how awesome we are. But don't do that when you're taking something away. It's because I was reading the thing, and Matt's all like super excited about it, like, oh fuck yeah, look how awesome we are, we're setting all this thing up, and I'm like, that's awesome. If it hadn't already been a better deal for us in the past, you're technically taking things away from us, not giving it to us. So, I respect the confidence, but fuck. So yeah, no, I don't know exactly how I'm going to handle doing RWBY 16 here on the channel. Potentially, I'm just gonna have some really shitty screenshots. Because I'm going to have to get them from the RT site and fight through my internet. And I'm just going to watch it normally and potentially do a review cap that way. I don't know. We'll see. Because as far as I know, we don't have any sort of release schedule from YouTube outside of, it'll be there sometime, which isn't very helpful. Like, even if you want to say, hey, we're going to make it an extra week. I mean, it sucks, but I'm like, okay, that's fine. We can make that work. But just sometime doesn't fucking help. Again, I love RT, and I love everybody in it, and I love you, Matt. But what? God damn it. Yeah, makes it a little bit more difficult for people who make fan content here on YouTube. Shit. So yeah, don't know exactly how I'm gonna handle that. We'll get to that when we get to it. Hopefully we'll have it on YouTube soon, so we can get an impression of what it actually is going to be, or at least we can get some clarification from someone in the higher ups. Who knows? We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. Let me see. Is there anything else I really need to discuss? I don't think so. Like I said, I don't have first membership anymore, so things are probably going to be a little bit more delayed now, but it is what it is, and I think it'll be fine in the end, and I hope everyone understands. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. I remember I was telling myself this is going to be a 3-minute long fucking video, and now it's 20 minutes because I spent all this time talking about all this extra shit. So, for anyone who sat through all of that, who was just expecting, you know, a normal episode, may God have mercy on your soul. Also, thank you. You, the real MVPs. Not all heroes wear capes. Many of them just sit and watch YouTube. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Again, I enjoyed the episode. It's just, there's not a lot to talk about. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next episode, hopefully, where I'll be able to talk a little bit more on it. And hopefully be able to start maybe doing something with RWBY here soon. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see in a few days, couple weeks, month and a half, 7 years. I don't know. Anyway, toodles, doodles, and lemons, everybody. Bye-bye. With the coughing and shit.